I'm actually 3D printing stuff. Good morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I am now serving out my second week of quarantine, so still more at-home content. Sorry about that, just me talking to a camera. You don't get to see other people who you probably enjoy watching more than me, and you don't get to see my car, which you probably enjoy watching more than me. I'm sorry, but we got some 3D printing stuff. We're actually making some stuff. Little thing right there, not really going to spoil what that is. It's not too cool. It's a thing. I saw it on Thingiverse. It was a short print. I thought I have to have that. Over here I'm making a second one of something that I've actually made before. I have one of these, but I'm making another one because, well, you'll see. You'll see why I need another one of these. Alright, we do have a completed print right here, and oh, that looks like something I've printed before. I wonder why. Now, as many of you know, I no longer own a Mustang. I used to. Her name was Dory. It was a blue 2015 V6 Mustang. It was my pride and joy. I loved that car, and I ran it off the road. It wasn't my fault. Stupid truck driver. I'm sorry. Insurance covered pretty much the whole thing, but the market shifted with COVID, and so I couldn't get another Mustang without putting in a couple grand of my own, and I wasn't really looking to do that. Therefore, I got my 2013 Hyundai Veloster Turbo. It is also a great car, still very fast, very different from the Mustang, but still fun, and I actually pocketed a couple grand in the process because it was actually cheaper, which is just going to go back to the car in the form of car mods, / saving up for college, so, you know, don't get any ideas, but, yeah. This right here is the key fob, well, the second backup key fob from my 2015 V6 Mustang. Now, you may remember that I didn't have this. If you go back into the vlogs, if you've been watching for a while, I had this whole My Key fiasco where I accidentally set up the one key fob I had for the car to be My Key, which I didn't know what that was. I thought that it would unlock more. I was just going through settings, I set it up, and come to find out with a little bit of YouTube research, which I should have done first, it's a parental lock, which meant that I couldn't turn up my volume past a certain point, I couldn't go over a certain speed, it got mad at me if I put it in sport mode, and launched. So, yeah, it was kind of frustrating because I drove in sport mode with paddles all the time. So, we got this. This was a new key. Perfectly clean. I now own this. Therefore, I've printed this, which is the same key tag that I had on it. On the back, it was supposed to be embossed with Rip Dory. You can kind of see it there. But it didn't come out that good. So, a little Easter egg. On the back it says Rip Dory, but just barely. So, this will go onto the key tag. R.I.P. Dory. Right there, we are complete, just like on my old key fob, so that if it's flipped this way with the buttons facing you, you see the Mustang logo, and if you flip it this way, you see that Mustang logo. So you will never forget, this is a Mustang key fob. So R.I.P. Dory, little key tag on my old key fob. This goes to nothing, but wish it did. Yeah, really miss the Mustang each and every day, but we had our fun with it. I didn't really modify it, and well, I was always destined in life to go somewhere else. Like I said in the next video, I will own a Lamborghini one day, so this was just a stepping stone that way. Alright, I got a new print going on the Anycubic Mega S. Printing a little vase here in the AIO Robotics purple filament. That stuff is awesome looking. It's cool. It was short. I saw it on Thingiverse and thought I just have to have that. That's the great thing about 3D printing. If you're looking on Amazon and you see something and you're like, oh, I just have to have that, you gotta spend some money, order it, wait for it to come. No. If you're on Thingiverse and you go, oh, I have to have that, you click two buttons, you click two buttons on that, you click two buttons on that, and boom, a couple hours later, you got your thing. So, you know, at 3D printing, it's great. Update, the prints are coming along very nicely, both of them. We've had no problems so far, and they're actually showing really good detail, so that's awesome. But this is the small one, so there will be a small collection with a tiny one and then a slightly larger one. I might make a larger one in the future, because like I said, I did scale that one down a little bit. That one's about 80% scale, because the 100% scale would have been like 24 hours, which I could do, but I've never done a print that big yet, so instead we opted for the 13-hour one. And this is just going beautifully. The Anycubic Mega S is a beautiful printer. It works phenomenally. Also, the i3 Mega trucking away on this Christmas tree, looking fantastic as well. Snowflake Christmas tree, so it's a fractal snowflake shape that then is translated up into a tree. And then over here, this has been working for 5.5 hours, and it's gotten this far, looking great. We talked about this vase a little bit earlier. We're about to compare it to something that just finished. First of all, Christmas tree is actually finishing up. It's working on the tippy top right now. 99%, just has to finish it. Then again, 99% is in reference to how tall it is, so it's probably still got some time left. 11 hours and 16 minutes. Over here, 12 hours later, and we have a beautiful purple vase. With my red walls, it's really hard to tell how the colors look, unlike in real life, but this is just beautiful. Here we go with the other one I made. So these are in the same pack, but this is 80% scale, 40% scale, single spiral, double spiral. What a great pair. And it just lifts right off. That, I did nothing to this before to prep it to release. And it's just kind of here. If you made one of these big enough, it'd be really cool for holding pencils, or, as vases are intended, holding flowers. I gotta get that little strand off, but besides that, it printed perfectly. Our snowflake Christmas tree, which is still really stuck on there. There we go. Popped it off. I did use a support or a raft on this. I wasn't sure how well it would stick, so yes, I did outfit it with a raft, but after watching it print, I feel like it probably would have stuck. So I'm going to put you all on a tripod so that you can watch the beauty of 3D printing that is taking off rafts. That one did not come off as satisfyingly, but it was pretty satisfying. We do have some stringing at the bottom. I don't even know if you'll be able to tell, but I can click that or heat gun it. It didn't continue up the tree, so we don't have stringing up here, even though the spaces are really tight. So, looking at it from straight up top, kind of looks like a snowflake. From the bottom, definitely looks like a snowflake, and it just radiates out. And when standing, makes a very nice Christmas tree. Big Christmas tree. Small 3D printed Christmas tree. That's a thumbnail right there. The Hyundai Veloster Turbo, which has been sitting here for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. This car's been sitting here for a while. We will get a super long cold startup on this car, even though it is still stock exhaust. For stock exhaust and turbocharged, it sounds pretty good. So we'll get that for you in the next few days. It's still super dirty. That was actually disgusting. Anyway, but speaking of dirty, look at this beautiful day in the beautiful state of Texas. I do have an idea for a video. If you remember back on the Mustang, we customized and painted the door jambs. These right here. Well, the Veloster has very similar ones, saying Veloster instead of Mustang, and instead of being inset, it's exposed. I'll have to show you here, hold on. It reads Veloster right along here, and it's black on black. So I think that painting that could look good, and maybe there's these two, this and that, and then over there too, same design. Maybe we should paint all that blue? Not really sure. As far as customizing the car looks-wise, I have a good amount of ideas. We might be putting a wing on this car, I'm not sure. It would require drilling up into the spoiler and drilling into the hood, so not sure if I'm going to put a wing on it, but I have considered it. We have this line that's silver that outlines the exhaust, and it sits just above the diffuser fins. We did this line that runs all the way under there. Then we did the very similar silver line for our side skirts, and possibly turn this front lip into blue. Make it all matte blue to match the matte finished gray. So matte gray with matte blue front splitter, side skirt, and diffuser. And then on top of that, we could even do the Hyundai logo in the front, the Hyundai logo in the back, and the Veloster logo in the same matte blue. And then use the same blue that really popped on the Mustang's door jambs on the door jambs here, which would also match. It's just an idea. I'm really curious what you guys think in the comment section. Would that color combination look good? Would it not? The current exhaust system I want to get would replace these tips with titanium. Now, I don't want to spoil too much because it might not even be coming. It might just not be coming soon. Not really sure yet, but the current exhaust that I'm interested in, the catback exhaust system, has blue titanium exhaust tips, which would look sick with a blue accented car. If this diffuser line, which outlines the exhaust, was blue. So if it outlines the exhaust in blue and then the tips are blue, yeah, it could look super sick. Car needs to be washed. The first wash vlog on this car will be coming, but today it's raining. I haven't driven the car in forever, so I have no reason to clean it, but it does need to be cleaned. So in my quarantine, which will be ending fairly soon, next week sometime, I'll actually be able to leave and do stuff again. But yeah. Veloster update. You're welcome. I said I said in the last video that I wasn't going to give you a Veloster update, but I'm giving you one now, so here you go. That's the current situation on the Veloster. My current ideas, kind of want to get a carbon fiber steering wheel. There aren't as many options as there were for the Mustang, obviously. That's one thing that I found with this car the most, is there aren't as many options as Mustangs. Mustangs are modified constantly. These are modified, but there aren't as many manufacturers because there aren't as many owners of these cars, and there aren't as many owners that want to modify them.